Friendships are both delicate and deep. On one hand, they're the most transitory of our close relationships. They come and go across our lifespan, depending on where we're living, going to school, and working, and how our personal interests shift and evolve. As a simple test of this, make a list of the 5 closest friends in your life right now in rank order. Then make the same list based on your closest friends 5 years ago. Chances are at least some of the names and rankings will have changed. But at the same time, friendships are deep. For much of our lives, friendships are the most important close relationships we have. Our friends keep us grounded and provide us with support in times of crisis. When lovers betray or abandon us, or family members drive us crazy, it's our friends we turn to for support. When everything else seems wrong with the world and our lives seem mired in misadventure, we find solace in the simple truth shared by Clarence the Angel in the movie It's a Wonderful Life. No one is a failure who has friends. Maintaining friendships can be challenging, but when a close friend changes in ways that put her at odds with your other friends, you may be forced to choose between them. To understand how you might competently manage such a relationship challenge, watch this study in part 2. Then, drawing on all you know about interpersonal communication, watch the problem-solving model in part 3. For years, you've hung around with the same group of friends. Your ringleader is Karina. She always dresses immaculately, with perfect hair, nails, and makeup. She has a caustic wit and enjoys mocking other people's fashion sense. But Karina has another side. She is deeply caring. When your mom was diagnosed with terminal cancer, your other friends avoided visiting. Not Karina. She hung around with your mom for hours, cracking jokes and sharing funny YouTube videos. After your mother died, it was Karina who supported you in your grief. One night, Karina gathers everyone together and announces, "Guess what? I'm joining the Peace Corps." Your friend John breaks the bewildered silence by saying, "Yeah, right, who's gonna do your nails?" Everyone laughs except Karina. She's serious. Karina serves 2 years as a youth development coordinator in Malawi. You'll hear from her occasionally through email. She shares with you the difficulties of her assignments, the kindness of the people, and the beauty of the landscape. During her absence, you remain close to your other friends, partying, shopping, and taking classes together. Karina is back. Meeting her at the airport, you're staggered by her appearance. She has lost 20 pounds and wears no makeup. She is unusually quiet, and as time passes, it's clear that Karina has changed. Gone is the glam girl who tossed nasty and hilarious remarks at people. Instead, she is thoughtful and pensive, rather than partying or shopping. She spends her free time volunteering at a homeless shelter. You're not sure what to make of her. On the one hand, she's a nicer person than before, and always available for support. On the other hand, she is so serious all the time, and she seems really uncomfortable around your other friends. Does she still care about you? Is she still interested in being your friend? Although you're on the fence, your friends are unanimous. They can't stand the new Karina. One night, John hosts a party, and Karina again opts to skip the get-together. The gathering quickly devolves into a hate-on-Karina fest. One by one, everyone vents their dislike of her ugly new look, and how quiet and boring she is. Everyone except you agrees the time has come to drop her from the group. You remain silent until John notices and asks, "You're awfully quiet. What do you think?" Consider all you've learned thus far about interpersonal communication. Then work through the following 5 steps. Remember, there are no right answers, so think hard about what is the best choice. Step 1. Reflect on yourself. What are your thoughts and feelings in this situation? What attributions are you making about Karina, about John and your other friends? Are your attributions accurate? Why or why not? Step 2. Reflect on your partner. Using perspective taking and empathic concern, put yourself in Karina's shoes. Do the same for John and your other friends. What are they thinking and feeling in this situation? Step 3. Identify the optimal outcome. Think about all the information you have about your communication and relationships with both Karina and your other friends. Consider your own feelings as well as everyone else's. Given all these factors, what's the best, most constructive relationship outcome possible? Consider what's best for you and for Karina and the others. Step 4. Locate the roadblocks, taking into consideration your own and Karina's thoughts and feelings, those of your other friends, and all that has happened in this situation. What obstacles are keeping you from achieving the optimal outcome? Step 5. Chart your course. What can you say to John to overcome the roadblocks you've identified and achieve your optimal outcome? Here is a video in which Karina tells her side of the case study story. As in many real-life situations, this is information to which you did not have access when you were initially crafting your response to John in part 3. The video reminds us that even when we do our best to offer competent responses, there is always another side to the story that we need to consider.
I know that when you look at me now, you're not sure who you're looking at. Trust me, I do the same thing. I can't tell you how many times I've passed by a mirror, caught my reflection, and gone, wow, that girl is in desperate need of a makeover. But it's important to me that you understand that my transformation goes way beyond appearance. It's hard for me to explain or to put into words, but I'll try. All my life, I felt like I haven't had a purpose. Like, what am I doing here? So I covered it up by partying, shopping, and mocking people who didn't have my fabulous fashion sense. Basically, I was skimming through the surface. It's like in Malawi, I would sometimes take the kids to a nearby lake and we would find flat rocks and skim them over the water. Bounce, 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 sink. That's what I felt like. I felt like I was just skimming, bouncing, and ultimately sinking. Now, everything's different. I just spent 2 years living with people who can't afford sufficient food or basic medical care, let alone iPhones or designer jeans. No malls, no TV, unreliable internet. I've seen what life is really about, and skimming through it is no longer an option for me. Those things that were so important, they don't matter. And I can't go back to who I was. But here's the thing. When I look forward, I want you to be with me. Life is so full of amazing opportunities. I feel like you get that. The others, honestly, I don't care. You were always the one that got me. You remember what we went through with your mom? And you were the only one who stayed in touch when I was gone. Can you imagine John wanting to talk about managing sanitation or vaccinating kids? I know I've been away for a while and that this change in me is really intense, but my feelings towards you haven't changed. I've always thought of you as one of my closest friends, and I'm hoping you feel the same.
After watching the video, think about the new information offered in Karina's side of the story and all you've learned about interpersonal communication. Drawing on this knowledge, revisit your earlier responses in part 3 and assess your interpersonal communication competence.